Hi guys, Justin here, and I'm in Kananaskis, Alberta, about 2 hours from Calgary, and I'm at Upper Kananaskis Lakes, and we're about to hike Northover RIdge. It's considered one of the most beautiful hikes in the Rockies, so I'm pretty excited that I'm finally able to get it to check off my list. You go through some really nice forests, alpine meadows, there's some alpine lakes, and then a really daunting ridge about halfway through that if you're on one side you're falling off a cliff to your death, and on the other side it's a really steep kind of alpine scree slope that if you slip and start tumbling down that, you're definitely going to be seriously injured. So it is a loop, so we're going to be staying at two different campsites, Astor Lake and Three Isle Lake. So we're doing the loop clockwise and hitting Astor Lake first. So I do have three friends with me on this trip. We're gonna have Rachel, Sean, and Louisa. And that's a good thing because there's been a lot of grizzly bears in this area. Group of four is really good, especially when you're in bear country. So let's just wait for those guys to catch up, and then we'll hit the trail. No one's ever been killed in a group of four when hiking. That's why in most of the parks they have the group of four rule for really bear heavy areas. And sometime soon I'm gonna be doing a video where I go over the main things that I think are important to keep in mind and bring with you when you're traveling in bear country. So if you're interested in that, then subscribe to the channel and hit that bell button so you get notified when that video comes out. Hey, man. So we're coming out of the forest now, and we're going to be heading up into this scree area here. And based on what we've seen before, we're going to traverse the scree slope and then get up into the alpine. Nice views from here, but we're on this really exposed scree slope and it's really warm out, about 28 degrees, so that sun's really cooking us. You can see right there the trail that we came up and hit a lake over there. So we pan across the waterfall. And you can see up there, there's the trail to get up on top of the ridge. That waterfall is coming down. That waterfall is coming from Astor Lake. Nice little scramble here. Woo! We're almost there. You can see the outhouse. It's gonna be a poo with a view for sure. You wanna go, Rachel?
I wanna go.
So we made it to Astor Lake Campground here, 6 tent pads behind me. I have the trip taking us about 4 hours and 44 minutes and just around 15 kilometers. So a little bit of a trip and about 700 meters total elevation with the ups and downs. So a bit of a day. Everyone's a little bit tired, so we're gonna soak our feet and maybe set up our tents. So we're all set up, Astor Lake here. Really nice campground. There's no picnic tables or chairs anywhere, so if you want to have a nice seat, then definitely bring your camp chair. And we're just gonna lounge a bit. It's 5 o'clock. Maybe have a little swim and then get dinner ready. Then if you head just upstream of the campground, get up to Astor Lake. Ain't that a sight? Woo! Woo! So we just finished dinner. Dinner was really good, and we ate just above the bear bins, and you get really awesome views all around the valley from that location. So really good, and we're quite a ways away from the tent pad, so making sure that bears aren't gonna come smelling us out in the middle of the night. That was a good day. It was a bit of a hard day. It was hot. It was like 30 degrees Celsius all day, so I think the heat really took a toll on us. We went for that swim in the lake. I think that brought the body temperature down, kind of cooled us off, got our senses back after cooling off a bit. But I think probably the coolest part of the day was that waterfall where we were walking along the scree slope and then seeing that waterfall on the right there. That waterfall was really amazing. I don't think the video will do it justice because it was super sweet. But this whole area, like Astor Lake, the river running through here, it's super beautiful, and looking forward to tomorrow. We're just about to head to bed, so we'll see you guys in the morning, and should be up bright and early so we can get up over to Northover RIdge. Good morning, guys. Just sitting outside Sean Louise's tent. Hey! Just woke them up. It's about 7:30. And about to get our day going. Have some breakfast, and then we're gonna probably take off pretty quick. Got a decent sized day, and we have the ridge to conquer, so stay tuned for that. What do you guys got for breakfast? Oatmeal?
I just ate a bar. I'm off the oatmeal train.
Why?
It's too oaty.
It's too oaty? So I'm just at the bear lockers here, and something you're gonna want to be aware of is that there's little critters that I guess are getting inside of here. We got little holes in our food bags. We put them in the top left here, and yeah, critters got in. All packed up, ready to go. Ready. All right, let's go. We're just getting into this really sweet alpine meadow. Tons of flowers, tons of color. This is beautiful. There's some pretty sweet views of the valley once you start gaining some elevation. So we're just getting up into some major alpine. Holy, it's windy. So right now we're on the British Columbia side of the ridge. You can see a lake down there. So you can actually camp there, do some random camping if you don't get a campsite at Astor Lake or 3 Isles. But with how windy it is right now, you can only imagine how tough it was to keep a tent up last night. It was super windy last night. We got big guys coming in. Holy! Shelter, but get some of their energy and sense back, and then we'll go tackle the ridge. Looks like we got some rain coming in behind us. We still think we have kind of the sketchiest part of the ridge coming up. So we're trying to book it, beat that rain, and hopefully not have to deal with a wet, slippery ridge, because that probably just isn't even in the cards. This is what we just went over. Pretty crazy. All right, so we just got down into the valley after doing Northover RIdge. Made it. Pretty intense. Pretty intense.
I'm lost for words.
Started off with a whole bunch of wind. We thought that was pretty bad.
That was pretty scary.
That was pretty scary.
The thought of being blown off.
Yeah. Then we got the ridge. When we got the ridge, we had like crazy static electricity and thunder.
Yeah, my head started buzzing.
Yeah, my entire right arm went numb. It was
My hair was so high. It was awful.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So who cried?
I like cried afterwards.
Who felt like crying?
My eyes were watering a lot, so I don't know.
The nice thing was that with the fear of dying from lightning, we didn't really have to worry too much about falling off the ridge because it trumped that danger.
There were a couple gnarly spots though on the ridge.
Nothing like a hike where you envision yourself getting struck by lightning, passing out, and then tomahawking down the ridge to the bottom. Good job, guys. Here we have a sign, 3-aisle campground. We're right here. 10 tent pads over this way, and then just over this way is where the bear bins and eating area is, and then washrooms up here. So we're gonna go find some campsites. Well, we're here, done for the day. Found our day 2 home. Set up the tent. Then, yeah, the usual, eat dinner, and then probably go right to bed.
Go to sleep.
Go to sleep.
Definitely go to sleep.
Pretty tired.
How far was that?
So that ended up being 17 kilometers, 1,000 meters elevation, and about 6 hours. So it's 3:20 right now. So
Wow.
it's a decent sized day, especially with that elevation and the.
Fear.
Rage almost got struck by lightning today. Almost fell off a cliff ridge, but then she sees that bug, and
see the
that's
bug.
the most scared she's been all day. Got a couple bear bins here and a bear pole if that fills up, and then there's a couple picnic tables that are over there too that you can eat at, which is really nice to have. So it started raining. It's like 6 o'clock. We decided to just call it a day, go to bed, and try again tomorrow. This rain was not in the forecast, just like that thunderstorm today and all the other stuff. So, good night. Good morning. So we're all packed up. We ate breakfast, started filtering some water. Got a nice view of this mountain back here, and we're about to hit the trail and kill off the last, I think it's 18 kilometers. for this last little bit back to the car. Off we go. Nothing like a little elevation gain to start the morning, and then some pretty good downhill right after that uphill. So like the plan is to keep going down this slope here, a series of switchbacks, and then we'll eventually get down to the river and probably follow that river all the way to Upper Kananaskis Lake. And then we'll be pretty much at the parking lot. So yesterday in an avalanche path just near camp, people saw a grizzly bear. There's some pretty fresh bear sign kind of on the ground right in here. They've been definitely digging around, looking for some food, roots, bugs, whatever they can get. So we made it down into the valley, did our big elevation loss of the day, and now it should just be a consistent trek out to the lake. So we made it down to the lake. We went through the plagues of wind and hail and lightning and critters eating our food and trying to get us on the trail. And we made it down to the lake, so that's good. Just easy sailing from here on out. The ridge was definitely the least of our problems, especially with that lightning. Feeling the buzzing in your head and then your arm going numb, that was one of the crazier experiences I've ever had. But that being said, it was super beautiful out there. That was some really nice part of the country that we got out to. One of the really neat things about Northover RIdge compared to some other weekend hikes that you can do is that you get to see a whole bunch of different valleys as opposed to just being stuck in one valley. You get to see like 20 different valleys and get some really neat views. Astor Lake was definitely the better campground that we stayed at. You just get some really nice views, and only having 5 campsites means it's not too busy. I guess the key takeaways for this trip is just be prepared for anything. We were expecting 25 to 30 degrees Celsius and really nice weather all weekend. We ended up getting the wind and lightning and thunder on Saturday, and then overnight Saturday it rained a whole bunch and then was super, super cold down to below freezing at night. So just be prepared for any kind of weather up in the mountains, and just make sure to have a tarp and warm clothes and be prepared for any sort of rain or cold weather that might come your way. As far as the hike, it's not too hard. The kilometers aren't bad if you spread them out over 3 days. People trail run the hike, so that kind of speaks for itself. But I'd make sure to have grippy shoes when hiking and keep your pack weight low. I wouldn't want to be on top of that ridge with a super heavy pack. That would definitely make things a little bit more awkward as you're trying to maneuver around and walk on really narrow ledges and get good handholds. But all around, another awesome hike in the bag for this summer. Thanks for coming along this trip. If you want to see some more videos on my adventures in the Canadian Rockies and as well as some gear reviews, and subscribe to the channel. I'm just going to finish hiking around this lake, keep taking all the views, and we'll see you guys next time.